Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Behind the Struggle podcast. I'm your boy, CEO. I'm joined here by my partner, Alexia.
What's up, guys? You can find me on TikTok at Alexia, on IG at Alexia_Lou. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Behind the Struggle. You can find Behind the Struggle on Instagram. And then don't forget, thisisceo.com for my email and all of Chris's stuff too, I guess.
Oh, thanks for the plug. I really appreciate that. I was going to put that in there anyways.
Anytime.
Anyways, guys.
Good manager, y'all.
So this is part one of our season finale.
Whoop, whoop.
And whoop, whoop. And basically what I wanted to talk about today, because of what part two was going to entail and why we're releasing it on that day, is, the birthday of hip-hop.
Hold on.
Holding.
How do you know it's hip-hop's birthday?
What do you mean, how do I know? How do you not know?
What are you talking about? Who said that was hip-hop's birthday? What day is this?
Wow, Alexia.
Shut up. There's no way everyone knows this. There's no way.
Anybody who's anybody knows this
Shut
information.
the hell up.
All right, I'm dragging it right now. No. All right, so Alexia, hip-hop's birthday is on August 11th. And, hip-hop, the creation of it, was at a birthday party in a recreation room apartment building in the West Bronx, New York City in 1973.
Nah. Who agreed on that?
The
that doesn't even make sense. No, hip hop is not that sounds crazy. You sound crazy.
All right, let me read the rest of this article then for you.
Oh, you're pulling up an article.
The location of that birthplace was 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, and the man who presided over that historic party was the birthday girl's brother, Clive Campbell, better known to history as DJ Kool Herc, one of the founding fathers of hip-hop.
Who agreed? No. Just because, and I'm not discrediting this DJ, and maybe he was one of the founders of hip-hop, but who accredited this night for the conception of hip-hop? That doesn't make sense. How could you narrow down something so specifically?
Wow, seems like you really do not like this.
No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, when is country music's birthday?
I don't know.
Exactly.
This ain't a country
You just
podcast.
Googling it? No, that's wild. I'm about to Google it.
Well, check this out. Let me read this other part of the article then. By the summer of 1973, DJ Kool Herc had been using and refining his breakbeat style for the better part of a year. His sister's party on August 11th, however, put him before his biggest crowd ever and with the most powerful sound system he'd ever worked. It was the success of that party that would begin a grassroots musical revolution fully 6 years before the term hip-hop even entered the popular vocabulary.
So wait, you're telling me before this night in the Bronx, this style of music was never played before ever, and it stayed like pretty similar to what today's rap and hip-hop sounds like?
I wouldn't say it stayed pretty similar, but the foundations of what hip-hop is. Remember how we
That's
did
too
the
broad.
episode talking about breaking?
I do not agree. That's too broad. Who was sitting on the board that was like, hip hop, this, not this thing that we're personifying right now for no reason, is gonna have a birthday. What did you?
Well, that's when people.
What'd you even Google for that?
Hip hop's birthday.
Okay, so I Googled country music genre's birthday.
Oh my God! How you gonna bring up country when we're talking about hip hop? You're crazy.
It doesn't matter what genre.
Guys, I'm sorry.
How can you say?
I'm sorry this happened.
No, how can you say that a whole genre has a birthday? Am I?
No, go ahead.
That's wild.
Go ahead, talk about country.
I could look up any genre. I'm just throwing that out there because I think it's like the polar opposite of hip hop. So I just was using that as an example. But it says 1920s. It doesn't give me a day. So I'm like, how does yours say August 11th? That's crazy.
Well, hip hop is also still the youngest form of music. And like I was trying to say when we were doing that episode on what is breaking the hip hop, because you had no idea about that, or the 4 elements of hip hop, which is breaking, DJing, graffitiing, and MCing. Those are the 4 elements. Those
are forms of art. How can you say they have a birthday, a conception?
All four of those elements came together on this night.
Really? Really? How do you know?
Let me break it down to you in a metaphor that you can understand. You had firebenders, you had waterbenders, you
Here we
had
go.
earthbenders and airbenders. Now, they were all separate benders, borrowing different things, doing their own thing. But it wasn't until all four came together that the Avatar was born. It's the same thing with hip hop.
How do you know, because this is not an actual physical person, that all these ideas came together there for the first time in the planet?
All right, Alexia, I'm gonna have you do the research.
Why
Go
are you
ahead.
so...
I want you to... No, go ahead. I want you to Google right now, who is DJ Kool
No,
Herc?
I want to know who is responsible for this consensus of the date.
Okay, I'm going to read the rest of this article for you.
Fine.
Because obviously nothing I'm saying is doing good for you. Born and raised to the age of 10 in Kingston, Jamaica, DJ Kool Herc began spinning records at parties, and between sets, his father's band played while he was a teenager in the Bronx in the early 1970s. Herc often emulated the style of Jamaican selectors by toasting over the records he spun, but his historical significance has nothing to do with rapping. Kool Herc's contribution to hip-hop was even more fundamental. DJ Kool Herc's signature innovation came from observing how the crowds would react to different parts of whatever record he happened to be playing. Quote from Kool Herc:
Oh my
I
God.
was noticing people used to wait for particular parts of the record to dance, maybe to do their specialty move. Those moments tended to occur at the drum breaks, the moments in a record when the vocals and other instruments would drop out completely for a measure or two of pure rhythm. What Kool Herc decided to do was use the two turntables in a typical DJ setup, not as a way to make a smooth transition between two records, but as a way to switch back and forth repeatedly between two copies of the same record, extending that short drum break that the crowd most wanted to hear. He called this trick the merry-go-round. Today it is known as the beat break. Just like we said in the term, and these are the breaks.
You reading an article that you found on the web does not mean that that is its birthday. Hip hop is an art form. It's like conceptualizing a whole idea. That's like you saying the birthday of manipulation is 1894, January 4th. Like, what are you talking about? How do you know that was the first time that happened? Just because that was the first time he recorded it? That doesn't make sense. It's an idea. It's a genre of music. Is this bothering anyone else as much as it's bothering me? Like, how can you say literally August 11th? Like, if it was a year, that makes a little more sense. But you're literally saying it was this address in the Bronx on August 11th. Like, that is crazy specific.
Well, like it says in the article, I'm using this as a reference.
Yeah, but you're reading an article, and I hope the listeners were listening to you because I tuned out a little bit. But
I'm literally reading this off. If you need to know. The website of the History Channel. Not some TMZ smoosh boosh bullshit. This is the website of the History Channel that has this document.
Am I to assume then that every crazy idea or anything at all has a literal birthday?
I think that's what you're more like hung up on.
It
right?
is,
now you want
because
to know everything's birthday.
I was expecting
what was the birthday
okay,
of the microphone?
hip-hop's birthday, but you said actually August 11th. That's crazy. Like it has an actual conception. Like, what do you mean? Also, like, how can you say that it was in this house in the Bronx? Like, how do you know that they didn't do this before that? And not even that DJ, like anyone else.
I'm sure they've documented this. I'm sure they've cross-checked it. You know, I'm sure they fact-checked all this stuff. I mean, the fact that it's published. It's published.
Okay, but
A&E television
it's
networks,
pretty
the
much
History
an
Channel,
idea.
like,
It's not a tangible thing. So how can you say that this idea was born in this very specific? That means hip hop's got its own zodiac chart. Like, that's wild.
it's hip hop, baby. Don't hate the game.
I'm gonna look up its chart then. What time was it born?
tell you right now.
Oh my God.
As it says in the rest of the article, and I read the last part before, but, he began using this trick, like they said, called the merry-go-round. It is now known as the beat break, as he was DJing between sets for his
I'm
father.
not arguing with
and
that.
It says no, I'm just finishing the article. That's all I'm doing. And then by the summer of the actual birth year of 1973, Kool Herc had been using and refining his breakbeat style for the better part of a year. His sister's party on August 11th, however, put him before his biggest crowd ever and the most powerful sound system he had ever worked. It was the success of that party that would begin the grassroots musical revolution, fully 6 years before the term hip-hop even entered popular vocabulary.
So you're saying it's a historian's consensus. A group of historians'
Yes.
consensus. So this DJ wasn't like, yo, hip-hop was born right now, and then played some music.
No, I hardly doubt that's how it went.
Oh.
I think in hindsight, they traced it back and were like, a lot of people preferenced it to saying, this was the moment when we first heard this thing that's now taken over pop culture. This is the conception of it, where everything was born of it, like the Big Bang. So I understand this part, breaking it down, because DJ Kool Herc, one of the founding fathers of hip-hop, so he created the break. What did the break then open up the doors for? It allowed for the B-boys to start break dancing, to start breaking to the break beat. It allowed the MC to have an instrumental to start rapping over, because the MC used to be the guy that would just host the parties. No, all my ladies in the place to be. Put your hands up where I can see. Say, hey, hey. That's what they used to do. But when he created that part, the break part, and looped it, it became a part where the MCs could now rap over that. And then it evolved from that.
So that party was the first time that he allowed this to turn into, like, I guess, people rhyming on this beat.
I want to say it was that party was the one time he allowed it, because it said he had been doing it, but he had the biggest audience at that moment to showcase this skill. So when he finally showed it, that's what it was. It's almost like, Alexia, if you were known for, just hypothetically speaking, like being the fastest rapper on the planet, but only me, your brothers, and, a couple of your friends, Jasmine and them, knew about it. But no one knew. And then I finally put you on a stage to be like, yo, this chick could rap her ass off. And people are like, Twista's the fastest rapper. Eminem's the fastest rapper. Blah, blah, blah. Like, nah, Slim Zuli, she got the bars. And then I put you on there. And then you go body it. They will then credit that moment, that date. They're like, okay, this is when the mass public became aware of this woman with this skill, and is now documented that she is legitimately, unrefutably, the fastest rapper.
Fine, but who was on this panel that voted for that?
I don't know. You want to Google it yourself?
That's what I'm saying. And first of all, I'm also a person, so, it could be like, well, the fastest rapper was actually born in April because I'm actually born, but, like...
We're not talking about the fastest rapper.
Whatever. I'm just saying it just doesn't make sense how you can be like, hip-hop's birthday. Like, as soon as you said that, I was like, hold on, what? Okay, fine. If a bunch of historians were like, oh, let's look back and let's see, like, when it was actually, like, I guess that makes more sense to me. But now I want to know who are these historians that did that, because now we're just like, oh, yeah, someone said it, so we're just going to follow that? Like,
I wouldn't say we're just going to blindly follow that.
Well, you are.
I wouldn't...
What you mean August
You're
11th?
so
like,
triggered.
I'm so confused.
You're so triggered.
I'm not
like,
triggered. I'm confused.
You are. Well, the other thing that I would like to say also is that, I'm going to go on record by saying I think the History Channel is a reliable source.
And
I'm
that's fine.
that,
I'm not
right?
arguing with them. I want to know, like, cite your sources then. I'm just confused.
I understand.
Because, like I said, I don't see, like, the idea of, sex before marriage. Like, when's that birthday? Like, hip-hop is like...
I think you're getting caught up on...
It's an art. It's a genre.
Things.
But it's not... You're personifying this. It's not alive. So how can it have a birthday? I'm just a little confused.
Well, it's like I stated before in previous episodes. Hip-hop didn't create anything. It reinvented everything. So
that doesn't answer.
I guess they're attributing it to that date. Like, this is the first time people were exposed to this on a wide range. Like, okay, the mainstream
Okay, fine.
got a hold of
If
it.
you explain it because, like, oh, they're talking about in the past, this happened, so we're going to go off of this being, like, the turning point, I accept. What I want to know now are who were these people that said that?
I don't know.
Me, you, Chris, Tyler, and Tyler could say some shit too and be like, nah, and then put it in on the internet. Like, this is when, you know, arguing was born. And, like, who's going to argue with us?
I'm sure people would. People come out with stuff all the time. I mean, you see artists, like, famous now, like Drake and all the other guys. Oh, I wrote that song for him or whatever. Like, they come out the woodworks. All I'm saying is that for almost the 50 years that hip-hop has been around.
According to the History Channel.
But also according to social media or YouTube or TV or even other hip-hop enthusiasts, people in the game. I haven't heard anybody come out to refute this.
I mean, maybe I'm taking this too literal, but it is hella literal. You literally said August 11th in the Bronx.
Do you know who DJ Kool Herc is?
Barely?
Yeah, DJ Kool Herc is considered by almost everybody in hip-hop, the father of hip-hop. That's who this guy is that I'm talking about that created it.
Relax.
That's who's he considered.
CEO, relax. I'm just saying,
because you're like, who is this? Why is he poor?
It's weird to me.
I'm like, I'm telling you.
I'm not arguing this fact, or if it's a fact.
You're just crazy trigger.
It doesn't make sense.
What about this does not make sense to you? Guys, does that make sense to you?
I don't
guys,
know.
Audience,
like,
please,
if you're going to say, okay, like, we can obviously argue who invented the light bulb, right? But we can almost pinpoint the light bulb was born on said day because it's a physical thing. But how can you say, you know, depression was born on this day because blah, blah, blah. And, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, to me, I'm not getting this. Why are you laughing? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not something like you can hold in your hand and be like,
vague.
I'm not comparing them, like, saying that they're synonymous. I'm just saying, like, how can you say when it was born? It's not an object. I'm so confused. Stop laughing.
A part of me is broken inside.
Why?
Broken. Because I don't understand how you can't wrap your head around it and you're just, like, trying to pick it apart. Where I'm just like, I accept this information.
Yeah, but you're just accepting it because someone's like, okay, August 11th. I'm like, huh? How did you get that?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Way to make me sound like a puppet. Oh, yeah,
that's what you look like right now.
Yeah, no. You look crazy. You look crazy right
Okay,
now.
then let me Google, when was depression born?
Oh, my.
I don't...
Going on a random, just, I don't know. We're like, all right, screw it.
So see, country music and depression, it says like, oh, in this century or in this decade. It doesn't give an actual date. That's why I'm so hung up on, like, why are you saying August 11th? That's wild.
So why don't you, since you're doing all this, do your own sources.
No,
look
listen,
for hip-hop then,
I'm
on
not
your own.
arguing with you. It's crazy.
Look up hip-hop on your own. Look it up on your own. Maybe type in the questions you're trying to ask me on Google. And maybe they can surprise you.
You're not listening.
Like, oh.
I'm saying, why is history or the History Channel or the internet giving this arbitrary idea or expression of art this, like, actual birthday that has a zodiac chart? Like, that's wild. Nothing else has that. I'll accept whatever because of I understand, like, the party and we're looking in history and it's like, oh, okay, I accept. But then it's still just like, who put that together? I don't know. I've never heard of something like this having a birthday. Like, your album, that has a birthday because it came out on a day. I don't understand how. Whatever. You know what? Let's scrap this episode and just turn it into a hot take because I'm fucking confused. This episode's already going to be way too long. We're going to redo the part 1 of the season finale at another time. Okay, champs?
This is crazy.
This is crazy. Am I the only one confused by this having an actual birthday? I mean, it's fine. I'm not like, fuck you, you can have a birthday. Like, no, it's cool. But, like, what? Like, how? Who decided that? And did you ask DJ Kool Herc? What if he was like, well, I mean, it did happen there, but it actually happened before her birthday. It was a party that I threw, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Was he on the panel that voted? Like, I have so many questions. Oh, my God. Okay, forget it. Anyways, guys, this is going to be a hot take instead. Sorry, redo. We're going to redo the episode, but what the hell? If you guys knew when hip-hop's birthday was, tell me. If you didn't, you're welcome. And if you have the same questions as me, fucking comment on the YouTube video because I'm so lost.
Well, to kind of, I guess, give you some validity, I guess.
Validity.
I'm searching up. Yeah, sorry, my words. I'm just lost. At a loss for words. Um, I'm looking up right now. Rock and roll. When was rock and roll born or created? And it just says, through a series of interesting personalities and promotions, rock and roll was invented in Cleveland in the early 1950s.
Okay, see? That's not an actual birthday. So I'm shook as to why hip hop, out of everything, gets a literal birthday and a birthplace. You literally said at a specific house in the Bronx. Chris, hip hop has a zodiac chart.
You sound like a hater.
That's crazy
You
to
sound
me.
like a hater, bro.
How is that? I'm just,
All right.
what? Nothing else has a zodiac chart. I'm shook. I'm shooketh. Okay, you know what? It's fine. Let's just blindly accept this information like CEO did and move on, because I'm not going to be here all night like arguing. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm just shook as to how that even happened. You know what? I'm just repeating myself. It's fine. I'm logging off. You do what you want. Have a good night.
Hold on. What's hip hop zodiac sign?
Tell me the time that party was.
It doesn't have a time.
Come on. What time was the party at? 10 p.m.? Like,
Oh shit.
mm-hmm.
You know what I just realized?
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Damn, you got guys, this is the most raw
Pause.
podcast you guys are gonna get, because we're literally figuring it out on live with you guys. But I think there was a flyer. That's what it was. There was a flyer that they were handing out with the date and time and the apartment number that this party was
That's what
going
I'm
on.
saying. If that's the case, then hip-hop technically has a zodiac chart. So tell me the time so I can tell you its chart, which is crazy. Not that I like follow horoscopes like that, but it's wild that like a genre of music has a horoscope chart. I literally just, I can't. No, go ahead. Tell me.
Okay, here it is. Here is the actual image, the actual piece of paper that they wrote out and sent to people for the invitation for hip-hop. It has the time and everything.
This is a podcast. No one can see what you're going to say. Can you read it to me?
I know. I'm just giving precedence, and I'm sending it to you so you have it, and I'm going to read it.
So what time was it, please?
At 9 p.m.
Thank you. And
it literally says a DJ Kool Herc party, back to school jam. Place
Chris.
1520.
Chris,
What?
that is not important for the astro chart. What city? I mean,
my gosh. What are you, an astrologist?
no, now you're just wasting everyone's time. So Bronx, New York, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Hold, please. I'm going to tell you hip hop's rising sun and moon signs.
I was not ready for this conversation.
I know, that's crazy. That's why I'm saying this is a hot take. Like, what the hell? Hold on.
I actually think this is more entertaining. This
is literally insane. Okay, so you know what's crazy? It literally says this horoscope can only be generated for people whose gender is known. It cannot be generated for events. So in order to get an actual horoscope, like actual one, we would need to decide whether hip hop is a male or female, but can't do that.
You know what? I'm gonna say this make it female.
What the? You can't just.
No. I'm gonna say the reason why.
That
the only reason why I say
matters.
that because there have been. I'm just saying the only reason why I'm saying that is because there have been countless songs from rappers that kind of personify hip hop as a woman that they dated. So I'm going based off of that. If that's gonna be the case, let's just, for the sake of this, say the gender of hip hop is a woman.
Okay, I mean that might change the chart drastically, but let's just try that for the sake of this hot take that was supposed to be an episode.
Because I'm going off of the Common song where he basically talks about hip hop. I used to love her.
All right, so Sun is obviously in Leo, August 11th. Her moon is in Capricorn, and her ascendant is Pisces. Now, for all my astrology lovers out there, I'm not sure what that means, but let me just read this really quick, since you be reading all these articles. It says, the keywords to your psychological makeup are synthesis, fidelity, and ambition. You must be attentive to possible psychological conflicts because while you are inwardly what? Oh, wow. I almost said magnet. Magnanimous. I almost said magnet. Outwardly, you are selfish because of your thirst for power. The moon in Capricorn exerts a strong influence on your personality, and although internally you are not like this, others view you as cautious, responsible, practical, ambitious, and hardworking. You are made to be cautious in love, although internally you would like to act more spontaneously. Another key word is your being. What the fuck? This is cut off. Another key word to your being is possessiveness, especially in the psychological sense. You are at your best in. Because I was just thinking about how, yeah, everyone's like, I'm married to the game. And anyway, you are at your best in any circle in which your natural urges can be reasonably expressed. Therefore, you are better suited to lead than to serve. Your struggle is between your rather narrow-minded and selfish outlook and your more real, spontaneous, and passionate feelings. If you are able to harmonize these temperamental qualities, you will find life easier and success more ready. That's hip hop's horoscope, y'all. If she was a female.
Deeper than I thought we were gonna go. I thought this was gonna be a 10-minute thing, but
pause.
Behind the struggle.
Yeah. So let me look up really quickly since we're there. Her ascendant's in Pisces. These ladies are hopeless romantics, and they do tend to compromise a lot just to make the relationships work, even when there isn't any hope left. A Pisces ascendant woman doesn't date casually. She's a committed woman, and when in love, there's no match for her sexual energy.
Sounds like my kind of woman.
That's hip hop, y'all.
Sounds pretty good.
Is that accurate, though? Does that sound accurate? If it sounds accurate, then I accept this birthday. I'm just kidding. Okay, but that's still... It's fine. I'm not arguing with you, but you have to admit that it's still crazy that hip hop has an actual zodiac chart based on all this crap that you said. So I'm just still like,
well,
what?
Like I said, I just texted you the image of the actual flyer that they had for the actual party itself. Like, I think that's where they got it from.
That doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, if you were asking specifics, how can they trace it? I'm like, I'm assuming that was it. They were like, they traced it back. This is like a physical piece of paper evident. Like, okay, we're gonna use this as like definitive date.
I don't think you understand where the confusion's coming from. Like, you can't just be like, duh, there's a flyer, Alexia. It says 9 p.m. Are you stupid? I'm like, no, Chris, behind that. Why did they choose that night to be the night? And you're like, because all 4 elements. And I'm like, but who agreed on that? Because I'm sure that's not the first time that happened. It's confusing.
This was a video podcast.
Whatever.
And you can see her expressions.
Behind the struggle.
She's wilding.
You can
right
see how
now.
crazy, like, I'm turning
She's
red from
stressed.
anger. Like, what? You don't even understand why I'm confused about it, which makes it more infuriating.
I don't. I think I'm just more
because
accepting
you're like,
of
it's
it,
common
and Alexia's more,
knowledge. Like, no.
Analyzing and picking it apart. Like, no, I need evidence. I need proof. I need data to back this. Where does this come from? Just because someone said it, there's a piece of paper? No, who wrote the piece of paper? How old is the piece of paper? Where is the piece of paper?
Exactly. Who agreed that piece of paper was the birth certificate? Like,
Alexia needs the details.
Whatever. Okay. August 11th, y'all. 1973. Whatever. Let's keep it moving.
All right, guys. Well, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this hot take. Really run off the rails. I thought the information I was giving off of the website from the History channel, from history.com, was going to suffice for Alexia, but obviously not, and we found ourselves actually reading the zodiac and astrology history and information of hip-hop itself. So hip-hop is a female, and you already have the information from Alexia.
And her moon's in Capricorn, and her ascendant is Pisces. You don't think that's wild? You're literally laughing because that's crazy. So you agree that hip-hop having a birthday. You know what? Let's just end the episode. Next week, please.
No. I don't think it's crazy. It's probably going to sound crazy off topic. But just the fact that your mind went there, in my head, I'm just thinking how much I enjoy your existence, that you just made this happen. Like, it's just funny to me. I as much as I'm just like, what the hell, I appreciate the hell out of it. I'm gonna just be honest.
Wow,
so
whatever.
Here we are,
guys. Tell me I'm not the only one that was like, hold on. Whatever. Please tune in next week for the real episode of the Behind the Struggle season finale. Thank you for joining us for this struggle. Like, it's still a struggle, okay?
Yeah, y'all witnessed the struggle firsthand, like right here
Literally.
on the recording.
Yeah, I just went, hold up. What you mean actual birthday? Because I didn't know that. Whatever, guys. Please tune in next week. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok, because I'm sure That's the whole takeaway from this.
Yeah, guys, make
Just
sure you
kidding.
follow her on TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to our channels on YouTube, the Behind the Struggle.
Behind the Struggle.
Also, make sure you subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Behind the Struggle. You can find all my content at thisisceo.com. That will take you to my Instagram. That will take you to my YouTube channel. Also, all the streaming platforms where my music streams. So you can find all the information there.
But if you just want to talk to me, you can go to Instagram at Lexia_Lou or TikTok Alexia if you want to message me instead.
Yeah, and if one of you guys who was there during the birth of hip-hop, when I had this conversation with Alexia, please let us know. I mean, because if hip-hop is only 50 years old...
Oh, if you were there, let me know.
We will definitely bring on the podcast.
I would love to have you on a podcast, yeah. Anyways, guys, see you next week. Please tune in for the real episode because this went sideways like 8 times.
Take care, y'all. Much love, and we'll see you next week.
Chris needs a glass of water, y'all.
Later.
Bye.